questions. First of all, I just want to sort of ask, by show of hands, how many of you want to go to an MBA? That's a lot of you. And I'm assuming after doing your MBA, you probably don't want to be thinking about writing code anymore, right? Okay. So that really takes us back to our earlier conversation. And I'll speak about this in relevance when I talk about what is it that Microsoft looks for when we go out recruiting. So first of all, Microsoft globally is today a $70 billion company. We generate $70 billion of revenue, which I think is a lot of money, out of 120 countries. So our business expands from each and every part of the world. And it's actually not a very old company. It's actually a very young company still. And it's really fascinating to see the growth and the way it's happening. In spite of the competition that we face from the Apple and other organizations like Google, VMware, etc., our overall revenues continue to grow. When I joined Microsoft in 2006, I think our worldwide revenues were 59 billion. And I take some credit for the number to increase to 70 billion. But the growth continues to be extremely phenomenal. And I think that's really there because of the focus that our engineers have in spitting out great products and really focusing on things that are going to change the world. And the overarching mission of the company actually stays the same. Microsoft is only focused on one thing. They're interested in making money, but they're also very interested in changing the world. And they will continue to think about that. So they will not get into businesses which will just generate more income for them. They will get into businesses that will actually change the way people live and do their work every day. And whether you think about cloud computing, whether you think about gaming, whether you think about search, whether you think about phones, etc., most of our products will have a very deep technical depth which not many others will have. We have been late in certain areas like the phone, like thinking about something that will compete with the iPad. However, one of the things I get fascinated by this giant company is its ability to change and how fast it can make a 180-degree turn and really focus on how it's going to really compete in the future. Microsoft India is a micro map of the US. We are the only country in the world that has all of the businesses represented here. So whether it's in the area of sales and marketing, whether it's in the area of services, whether it's in the area of IT development, whether it's in the areas of R&D or research, we have the whole spectrum here in India. That makes us a very interesting place to work. I also want to mention that about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago now, Bill Gates set up the, I think the 5th or the 6th research center in India, because he always says that, and I have this on a slide which says that Indians are the second smartest people on the earth after the Chinese. So he's always been a big fan of the talent in India, and that's why he continues to be a real fan of India. I wish Bill would someday say that Indians are the smartest people in the world and Chinese are second in command. That's kind of my So, you know, I just want to sort of speak about a few key things where India plays a very important role. Let me first of all speak about our IT development. 40% of our Microsoft applications that we use are actually developed out of India. A large percentage of the patents actually are going out of India and China and the US. We will continue to be a big hub. the person who heads up our search business, we have a search engine called Bing. It's still not launched in India, but it's proving to be pretty successful in the US and certain parts of Europe. Chilu is a big fan of Indian talent, and one of the things he said to me when he was here last year, and he said, go find me the brightest brains in engineering, because even if you want to, scale the organization to 2,000 people, he said it's really about talent. So one of the core reasons that Microsoft is in India is not because we're looking for cheap labor. It's not because we think we're going to generate $7–10 billion of business. It's really because of the talent. And one of the things that I was sharing earlier on with the faculty was that one of the hardest parts of my job is finding the talent. Right? It's heartening to see how many smart people are here, but I have to tell you, it's also one of the hardest things to do is to find people who will actually be successful in Microsoft. We have great examples of engineering talent. 40% of our business groups that actually do core development work globally are Indian. So if you go to the Redmond campus, as an example, you will find Indian food on every menu in the canteen. You will find most of Indian restaurants in and around the campus. All of that is just to cater to the Indian population here. So 40% of our engineering team in the US is actually Indian, which clearly shows and really imbibes the faith of the company in the talent that exists in this country. That takes me kind of back to what I want to spend a few minutes talking about the engineering schools. So in India, this year my team will end up hiring about 450 engineering graduates. The number has varied from 250 to 450. This year we also got requests from the US for people, for teams coming to India to hire engineering students that they can take back to the US. So we actually got day zero slots in a lot of the IITs and other big universities just because we are very keen on specific areas that we want to recruit for. But I want to just share some numbers with you. We visit 35 to 40 engineering schools across India. Those schools are really shortlisted based on past years' experience, the alumni and the role that they play, market ranking, students' performance in some of the competitive events that we have. And we will continuously check on your specific rankings because we are only interested in hiring the top key students. One of the things that when I was interacting with the faculty, I asked them, I said, what is it that you want me to share with the students? And I think one of the key things that I want you all to think about is what makes a great hire for an employer. I think I would sort of first of all speak as an HR professional and say, you've got to be very clear of what you want to do with your life, right? That's something that I look for all the time, is the clarity of thinking. And I know some of you are still debating whether you want to be a hardcore developer or you want to go to something in management. Some of you may want to go into marketing, finance, HR, etc. But I think it's very, very important for all of you to get that clarity, because every time you sit through an interview, whether you get asked that question or not, you are being evaluated for your clarity of thought. And there are some other specific things that we will always look for in students. Some of them being, of course, we will look for extremely good GPA scores. And if you are applying for a job in engineering, you have to have very strong fundamentals. You've got to be an expert. You have got to know each and everything about the specific area that you're a student of. We also look for a lot of passion in everything and anything, whether you're an administrative assistant, or if you're an engineer or you're in sales.